again, the thing that's interesting to me about the protest of the whole Black Lives Matter thing and all of these cases, it's finally come to Texas, man. Now we got our own, right? We got our own little incident here in McKinney, Texas, is that all of the punks and all the protesters and all the people who are just there because they feel, not the people who actually engage in this stuff, but the people that do the peaceful marching, God, they're all being used. They were all being used. You don't even realize how you are being used by a social justice agenda that, I'm sorry, kind of emanates from the Department of Justice in the White House. And it's reinforcing the mythology that America is still systemically racist. Because that's what you hear from guys like Obama, and that's what you hear from guys like Sharpton. From our new Attorney General Lynch and the former Attorney General Eric Holder were systemically racist. Somehow a systemically racist society somehow managed to elect a black president. I don't know how that happened if we're so systemically racist. But see, the idea, and this is where the usury comes in. This is how you're being used, okay? You create the fiction that America is just racist to its core. And what does this accomplish? Well, for guys like the president, first off, he can use it himself to shield himself from criticism, which he has always done. The man has always played the race card, and at the drop of a hat, man, if he needs that old race card, he's got 20 or 30 of them in his wallet. He just pulls out a race card, slaps it down. All right. Also, it's about freaking politics. It's about stinking politics. More than anything else, they're worried about the 2016 presidential election. Okay, they got their asses handed to them in the midterms. Seriously. I mean, seriously, just got, got whooped, so to speak, in the ballot box. And so they're worried about losing the Oval Office, and they're worried about losing their support base, or their political base. And they're worried about losing large blocks of voters. And so what are they focusing on? Well, you guys, you're victims of horrible racism. You live in your crummy neighborhood. You can't help but break the law. You can't help but get into drugs and join the gangs because, you're just so oppressed by the white man. And so every time something like this happens, guys like Obama and the Department of Justice and the Civil Rights Commission and Sharpton, they all roll into town. And I haven't done it yet in McKinney, but it's happened in all these other situations. And they start talking about guilty cops, racism, disconnected from the community, blah, blah, freaking blah. And the reason they're doing this, and also encouraging you that, you got to march about this. This is an outrage. There's no justice. And the idea, I think, somewhere down the road is that you'll vote for people at some point that you feel were on your side of this. I mean, I really think it's that shallow and that cheap. But certainly a lot of folks are being used by that whole social justice thing. And they're being used to establish or to reinforce the fiction that America is still systemically racist to its core, which we certainly are not. Doesn't mean there isn't stinking racism in America. Of course there is. The racism is being injected in situations where that's not the case. But that's how you end up in this very bizarro situation where you have 150 teenagers who are ransacking the place, who are in a neighborhood that they don't live in, and they're really not supposed to be there. It's not because they're black, it's because they don't live there. And you focus on one white cop, Eric Casebolt. Focus on this one guy, man. And point your finger, say, see, cops are still racist, man. They're just looking to shake down black people. And it's all fiction. It is something that is not real. It is something that is not happening in that situation. Doesn't mean it's not happening anywhere. And it doesn't matter that every single one of these situations did involve a cop going too far. But in most of these cases, the cop didn't do anything wrong. You look at Darren Wilson, he didn't do anything wrong. Followed this training, his life is ruined. So you look at a guy like Eric Casebolt, who is trying to maintain something resembling order in utter chaos. He's all alone for the first few minutes he's there. But he's the bad guy in the room, right? The choices being made by all the kids around him, the choices they made to hop the fence, the choices they made to to scream at the security guards, the choices they made to attack people, the choices they made are irrelevant because we're going to focus on this one white cop in the middle of this situation. I was looking at an article from Breitbart on this. And also, where did I get this? So I got this from Fox News. And there's a resident of McKinney. She's black. Her name's Nikki Perez. And there's a city council meeting last night for folks to get together and talk about their opinions on this. And she said, I don't excuse the behavior of those teenagers. But if I call 911, then I wouldn't want that cop to respond. Talking about Casebolt. He blew his credibility when he opened his mouth and started cursing at the kids. I wasn't aware that cops weren't allowed to cuss. Is that something they're not allowed to do? I'm not saying cops should always cuss, but you're saying this guy is an awful cop and an awful person because he cussed. Because he said a few cuss words in the heat of the moment, and that's why you don't want this guy in the force. Well, he pulled a gun. Yeah, there was two guys coming up behind him. Look. Everybody that was involved, as far as the teenagers, are lucky someone didn't get blown away by a police officer. And not because they're racist. And not because they woke up that morning wanting to kill a black person. But because of the chaos. If you watch the video, there are people surrounding this guy. Surrounding this guy. It's amazing no one got shot. Not because it's a bad time, but because they're little punks. Or taunting the police, surrounding the police, not doing what the police say, ordered them to do. 210-599-5555. But he cussed, and oh my God, yeah, did his ass up in force, man. Isn't that terrible? He cussed. There's Robert. Robert, you're on News Talk 550 KTSA now on FM 1071. What are you thinking?
Well, other than the race, what's the other commonality with all this stuff that's happening? Just Vince Ferguson.
And Ferguson? Go ahead.
And that's a total disrespect to the law. And you don't hear about that on the news, how they're saying how these kids and everyone else just don't have any respect. They're just jumping all over the police officers for doing their job.
Yeah, and it's not even about so much respect anymore. It's about your personal safety. I mean, you and I grew up being told, you're being taught to follow the instructions of a law enforcement officer. Yeah, that's how you keep yourself safe. All right? If you're not doing anything wrong, or maybe you are doing something wrong and you encounter a law enforcement officer, do what they tell you to do. It's not the man oppressing you. He's a law enforcement officer. He's back in heat. He has to protect himself. He has to protect the people around him. He is trained that if danger rears its head, man, draw that weapon and shoot. And so you do what they say so you don't get shot.
That's correct.
It's as simple as that. I appreciate the call, man. It's as simple as that. There's Tim. Tim, you're on News Talk 550 KTSA now on FM 1071. What are you thinking?
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, for one, I don't play the race card, and I don't see this as a race thing. But, that was a 14, 15-year-old girl there. She's in a bikini. You can tell she don't have any weapons yet anywhere. There was a lot of other guys out there doing stuff, but it seemed like it was focused on this girl, which I didn't understand. It seemed like one of the guys maybe should have been something to do instead of the girl, the way her head was being pushed out. There was some other things I noticed. She was calling and saying, call my mother, call my mother. She was in distress. Well, it seemed like
she was not doing what the cop told her to do before or after.
I realize it's your radio show, but can I say this and then you respond, please?
Sure.
It's good here. The guy started responding to the distress of that girl, and even I've seen a white guy kind of respond and got around the cop and got around the girl like a protector. It was an emotional thing going on, and I think one of the things that I'm seeing here is the insensitiveness that was your daughter and that was happening. Because
insensitive?
Go ahead.
You're saying the cop's being the insensitive one.
No, you are.
I'm being insensitive.
Because the girl was in distress, really. I'm talking about
If the girl didn't want to be in distress, the girl should have done what the cop told her to do.
She was sitting there. Was she fighting the cop?
Yes! The cop told her. I think the cop originally